What do you got for me?
What's wrong with you people?
I got nothing for you.
What's wrong?
You're not David. How y'all feel this morning? I feel rotten. That's how I feel. Well, that was enough for me. We could have had the benediction right there. That was so good.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to The Reformatory, the podcast for the local church and by the local church. And we are your local churchmen. My name is Josh, and I'm here, as always, with the man with the plan, the captain, Jack Barry. Jack, it is good to be with you, my friend. What is happening today?
It's gray. It's a typical Pacific
PNW,
Northwest gray situation we have.
It is. Got yourselves a normal PNW day. It's a good day. Tuesday feels. I don't know how your Monday went, but it feels like it should be like Thursday right now, and it's not. It is only Tuesday, and I am. I'm cooked already, as the kids say. My week is cooked.
I'm glad that I have Friday off for the 4th of July. So our company's going to taking Friday off.
Yep.
And then the next Monday is my son's 3rd birthday, so I'm taking that day off too. So
right. Yeah, that's
I get
awesome,
an
dude.
extra long weekend. So that's
yes,
nice.
you do. That's legit. That's pretty sweet, dude. That's awesome. Very cool. Well, dude, we got shenanigans to talk about today.
Yeah.
So before we hop into all of the fun stuff, it was one of those things where it's like the video came across my feed, and I'm like, doggone it, we're gonna have to. I
looked at it, and I'm like,
everyone.
I wonder.
And
I'm
for
like,
sure,
I wonder
dude,
if Josh saw this.
We
and
got
I'm like,
tagged. We got tagged so many times, dude. It's. Yeah, our people know if it's the local, if it has to do with church, man. I mean, we're getting tagged, so I'm not mad at that. But I knew, I was like, doggone it, here we go. This is gonna be a thing. But we got a little bit before we get into that, Jack, because it is time for everyone's favorite segment. Don't forget to eat your instant grams.
And now's the time you've all been waiting for. The Reformatory Podcast presents Don't Forget to Eat Your Instantgrams with your hosts, Josh Loftus and Jack Barry. And remember, kids, it's not heresy if you believe it hard enough.
This is Don't Forget to Eat Your Instantgrams. And remember, kids, it's not heresy if you believe it hard enough. That's how it works these days. And boy, does that how it work. Is that how it, that was not a sentence. That mini stroke.
Yeah.
That is how it works today. And that is only solidified, emphasized by our Instantgrams today. Jack, I'm going to hit you with this one. Let's just say, look, I mean, we're talking about local church stuff. Okay. 10 out of 10. This happens in my local church. I'm walking out the door before it ends. All right.
Oh, gosh.
Come on. Keys to the kingdom, they are in your hand, but you gotta make a choice, gotta make a demand, take a stand for the truth, you know, but such a free by the power of the Holy Ghost.
No.
Just a little on the great crate. What we see the thing that he rages. We can speak to the peak of the mountain that is cast into the sea. But you gotta believe, so don't give up, don't let go, don't think, stand strong, hold fast to your profession of faith. You gotta start, get down, gotta believe the word. You gotta speak, then you gotta put your faith to work. You come too far to go back again. You may as well press on and follow him. You know your best days are ahead of you. There's no follow in the
Okay, I gotta ask though, who let R.C. Sproul Jr. like rap?
Seriously, what's going on? Dude?
Look at this. He looks just like him, dude.
Doppelganger right there.
R.C. Sproul Jr.'s doppelganger. Okay, so for those that are just listening, I mean, you can hear basically what's going on.
I mean, use your imagination.
Use your imagination, and I guarantee you it's not as bad.
They are on a stage with a rainbow LED screen in the background. You're correct. This is happening right now.
100%. It is 3 of perhaps the whitest people I've ever seen.
Yep.
Engage. I mean, they hopped into that refrain with confidence.
Oh my gosh.
Confidence, and just started rapping, man. And you know what? Sometimes that's the way the Spirit moves, Jack. I don't know how it is at your church, but every once in a while,
not like
the
this.
Spirit hits my, especially people in my congregation, my blue collar Reformed Baptist congregation. Every once in a while, some some guy just starts rapping from the back. Yeah, you know, and you're just wondering what is going on. Okay, Jack, I'm gonna hit you another one here. This one's out there, man. This one came across my feed yesterday, and I had to save it because I have a hard time even deciphering what's happening in this next clip. Here we go.
War Rooms is back.
You need this in your life. High word of the Lord, controversy, sharpening. One is all about is revivalism, a pit that the church has fallen into. The other that is live right now is all about
Exposure. Is it biblical?
And what does God's justice look like? David and I are back behind the War Room's desk, 2 episodes live.
Catch us on YouTube and Power TV.
So did I have a stroke, or was there not a sentence? Like none of that was a complete sentence.
Exposure and revivalism.
Listen to give me okay. Like
I felt like it was. Just
I feel like this is
of words.
Yeah, I feel like this. She talks how I dream. How it's just like one thing into the other. There's really no Listen to this one more time and tell me. I might just be too dumb. But I don't think there's a single complete sentence in this. I think she's literally just saying random words, like putting them together. Is this? I don't know if this is like a charismatic thing or what, but one more time. Let's play it back.
War Rooms is back.
Okay, right there. Okay, complete sentence. I take it back. War Rooms is back. All right, that's good to know. But then she hits us with this.
You need this in your life. High word of the Lord, controversy, sharpening. One is all about is revivalism, a pit.
One is all about is revivalism.
Pit that the church has fallen into. The other that is live right now is all about
exposure. Is it biblical?
What does God's justice look like? David and I are back behind the War Room's desk, 2 episodes live.
Catch us on YouTube and Power TV.
Okay, seriously, is there what? Am I dumb, or is they're just saying words
that don't make any sense? I feel like they're just saying things.
They're just saying things.
Okay, it's like you're saying a word. Why are you? But like revivalism. Okay, you said that word, and it's like, where are you going with that? There's no. I feel like there's words. There's no complete thoughts that are happening. There's no.
Okay. I'm glad it wasn't just me. I
had
had
to
listen to that like
that
3
video
times.
with like a Bible translation, and I can't come up with one.
I mean, it's like pig Latin. Like it doesn't like it like you hear words, but they don't nothing went together.
There's no word for word, thought for thought going together. In that video right now.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, formal equivalents. That's gone. We've jumped the shark on that. Okay, Jack, speaking about other things that we've jumped the shark on. This video came across our feed. We got tagged in it. I sent it to Jack. Jack said I was about to hit send on sending this to you. We got to talk about it. It's our bud, our friend, the current executor of the Acts 29 network.
Is he though now?
I think his Instagram still says it. He is. His Instagram still says he's literally one of the head honchos on there. No, Matt Chandler can't get removed from leadership. The guy is bulletproof at this point.
I mean, things have happened that prove that. But yeah, okay.
There's a 3-minute video that he posted to social media. Went out to the Village Church, right? And we're just going to basically talk about it because it's a very interesting video. Like the video itself interests me in terms of just the communication style. Yeah, how he communicates things is really. I mean, look, Matt Chandler has always had a very particular and I would say individual way of communicating, right? He's very animated. He's very, he's all about the hands, the hand gesture. And look, that doesn't bug me, right? But there does get to a point to where that's just the person's, personality versus it starts to cross over almost into a shtick and almost like I feel like you're trying to do something with this. Like I'm I'm distracted. Like, you know how a magician, right, will like do something in the front here, but really like they're doing something, right, like just out of your purview, and then that's where the real trick is happening. You think it's happening here, but it's happening over here. People that communicate like Chandler, and I'm not saying he's doing this intentionally, I don't know his heart, but I got it. People that communicate like him, it gives me that vibe. Like you're really trying to get me to think a certain thing or convince me that what you're saying is true. But if I just like close my eyes and listen to what you're saying, it's like, oh no, that's a bunch of bogus. What are you talking about? Right. Anyway, let's hop into this video here because this is a video that he put out to the Village Church regarding some recent updates that they've been having on construction in their sanctuary. Apparently they're going through a remodel or something like that. I don't know if they're making the sanctuary bigger or just giving it a new look. Not sure. Doesn't matter. What does matter is how they as a church have
some conclusions.
Yeah, have chosen to go about dealing with some of the some of the natural consequences that happens when your church is under construction, right? There's going to be some hurdles to jump over schedule wise, right? And they chose to deal with that particular scenario in a very specific way. So we're gonna play that, and Jack and I are basically just gonna play this video and give you our thoughts, and because it very much pertains to the local church. So we're gonna hop into this. Here's Matt Chandler, pastor of the Village Church, giving an update to his folks.
Hey guys, just a brief but really important update. As you know, we're in.
I know we just started. I'm sorry, but he says brief and it's 3 minutes. Like that is just a pastor thing to do. That has nothing to do with Matt Chandler. I would do the exact same thing. I think I said my last sermon we were closing and I preached for probably another 15 minutes. So I am an offender of this too. I just always find it very funny when they're like, oh, we're going to keep this brief. And then they talk about something for 3 minutes, repeating the same thing about 3 times. Mm-hmm. Always fun. Okay. All right. Let's actually hop into the video here.
Hey guys, just a brief but really important update. As you know, we're in beyond phase 5 right now, that final phase where we're in the sanctuary. Every weekend you've been showing up, it's looked a little bit different. And we realized something a couple of months ago now, that we could save an immense amount of money in several weeks, if not more, of time, if we could let them work for 3 weeks straight without having to come to a stopping point.
Okay. So far, I got no problem. You're telling me we can save money as a church, get under budget on a construction project, have more money to be able to utilize for ministries and things like that. If we just kind of let them do their thing, right? Basically give them the room for 3 weeks so they can wrap it up, finish it. They're not having to like set up, tear down, things like that. Totally get it. I don't know about you, Jack, but look, if I'm just being objective, right? Not bringing in to context that I'm aware of Chandler and all that stuff. I don't have a problem with this so far.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Like again, I'm trying to be. Yeah. But 10 seconds later, right? I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be gracious here. Okay. Here we go.
On Thursday, and then reset the room on Friday for our services Saturday and Sunday. And so after a lot of robust dialogue, we've made the decision that the last week in June and the first 2 weekends of July are going to be church at home.
Okay. Pause. There we go. And that's where apparently that dialogue was not robust enough because listen, homie, what I don't know what dialogues y'all were having or what your definition of robust is, but as a very robust man myself, that is not the conclusion that you should be coming to. This is where it goes off the rails. And we'll get into more of the video here in a minute. Yeah. He'll get into kind of describing what they're doing, but this really is the crux of, I think, why we were sent this, why we wanted to talk about this, because it's, you have this this situation in your local church where you're getting some work done. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. Praise the Lord, you're able to do that. But your solution to that is to just cease services altogether and do what I have absolutely grown to loathe the phrase, because we, like, COVID wasn't that long ago, man.
True.
Right?
True.
Like, we remember everything that we did during COVID, and this phrase, church at home, needs to die the death of 1,000 deaths.
Yep.
Because that, like, church at home is not a thing. You don't have church at home. The very definition of the church, ecclesia, is the gathering together, right? And again, I think he tries to get around that here in a little bit, but that's not church. And I'm tired of pretending that it is.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, the amount of ecclesiastical gymnastics that you have to do to get to a point to where you are willing to utter the phrase church at home. I mean, that's kind of a telltale sign at this point, Jack. I hear a pastor or somebody talking about doing church at home. It tells me a lot. Almost all I need to know about their ecclesiology.
Sure.
And it tells me that it's not good.
Sure.
So why don't you talk for a little bit? Because if I keep talking, I'm going to get us in trouble.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I was telling Josh this before we talked about it. Like, you had robust dialogue with who? Like,
that's a great question.
Your church has to be at mega church capacity.
In my experience of Acts 29, robust dialogue means one guy shouted at a whole bunch of other people
one
for
guy
an hour and then said, all right, good meeting. Glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah, one guy said something and he was in a room of yes men and they all agreed to do it in 15 minutes.
Whoa. Yeah,
so robust dialogue with construction project managers. I don't think that necessarily, like, it could have happened because he said some stuff in the beginning about saving money and it being this way or that way. But I don't think that you had robust dialogue because you didn't logistically figure out basically how to take the gathering and keep it in a complete assembly. You just didn't like probably some solutions that were out there so that you came up with this church at home equation. So there has to be at least 2 construction project managers in that church, in Matt Chandler's church, that they could have went to and said, hey, what do you think about this? Or there could have been logisticians, or there could have been other people to say, hey, what if we did it this way? Here's the thing. It probably would have required more volunteer help. And they're probably burning people out as it is, as far as volunteer stuff goes. So they're probably like, oh, let's not do that. Let's just go the way of church at home.
Yeah.
Just take the easy way out. Just hit the easy button. And I feel like that's a cop out. And that's a cop out for biblical actual gathering together. And yeah. So.
Well, and what it tells me too, and I know people that are like, we got the same critiques toward us during COVID about us being too, quote unquote, legalistic when it came to the Lord's Day gathering. And you know what? Like that, those arguments and accusations kind of fall on deaf ears now because we were right. We were proven right. Doing like all of the church at home stuff and all that stuff during COVID, it didn't do anything good. It made things worse.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to apologize for having this position or holding this position or this opinion, because I think it's the position that Scripture holds, right? And what this robust, conversations, whatever those were, what that tells me is they were making the project itself the priority and not the gathering of the saints. Because if this was put into our context, let's say we owned a big building and we were growing and some work needed to be done in the building, I can guarantee you, I don't even have to ask them. I can guarantee you the first question that us elders would have in our elder room, and we've had some robust conversations, okay? But the absolute first question that we would ask in that room is, how do we go about, these things that our building needs? How do we go about these things without disrupting the Lord's Day service? And there are so many ways to do that. Right. You just got to think outside the box a little bit. Like Jack said, like, it's just a very earthly, practical, like, question do you not have like a project manager in your church? Do you not have anyone with strategic thinking in your church that also in their mind prioritizes what the gathering is for? Right. We just have this infatuation with church being in this spot. It's got to be in this place. And it doesn't. The church is not a building. I mean, people leave the building on a Sunday morning. That's no longer church. That's just a building, right? The church has left the building, and then the church comes back in the building. And then the church, I mean, I don't know, go to a park, set up a huge tent.
Yep.
There's so many things that you could do, especially with a church that's his size. Because I think I just did a very quick Google. I know that they do the multi-site thing, but is his church the Flower Mound? Is that the one that he's at?
I don't know where he's at specifically, but I mean, here's the thing: it would be so much easier if you had, let's say, for instance, I'm just throwing a number out. Let's say you have 10 elders that comprise your elder team. You could basically assign 10 locations, 10 parks that people can go to, and they can hear the word preached. And you can do a service in the park, and it'd be completely much a gathering of God's people. You could do that very easily. It would just require some delegation and some timing, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is like, these are big church problems, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's got thousands of people going to his location, thousands, right? That takes a lot to manage those types of people. So, there's a reason Jack and I are proponents of small churches, that when you get over a certain amount, you start thinking about planting, right? Because otherwise you will run into these types of scenarios that, frankly, churches like mine, churches like Jack, we don't have to think about that. We don't have to think about, these types of issues. And it's really nice, right? But again,
especially logistically, when you have one service.
Right.
So we went from having 2 services to our elders are like, can we just need to really focus in on one? Because 2, you're starting to create a division within the church that you now are having 2 churches. Yeah. So if we just have one service, okay, if you're dedicated to that kind of thinking, which I don't, yet again, it goes back to their logic. I don't think they had robust dialogue, because you and I are having robust dialogue about this, in which our elders, and at least my elders, and you as an elder and your elder team have had robust dialogue talking about this. This is him. I feel like they just had a logistics and project management issue, and they didn't want to throw money at it, or they didn't want to take the time to really solve the issue, or they weren't dedicated to principles. And thus, this is what has led to them not being principled biblically, I think.
Yeah.
That's just my assessment based upon this, what he's just told us at this point.
Sure. No. And again, right? Like, if I was in their shoes, and the contractor doing the head contractor comes to me and says, "Hey, just so you know, we could save probably $25,000-$30,000 if we can figure out a way to not have to set up teardown for the next 3 weeks." I'd be like, "Score. Yeah, we can do that. That's not a big deal. Come in 30,000 or whatever it is under budget. That'd be fantastic. Let me take that to the elders. Let's figure out a way to make that happen. But what I'm also going to do is prioritize the gathering. So my job now is not just to cancel services so that we can, get under budget. My job now is, okay, how do I then get a little creative and figure out a way to have the Lord's Day services not in that building?
So
it's not that hard.
Yeah, I'll give you a practical example too. So a previous company I worked at, we had a building in Seattle, in South Seattle area, just south of like the baseball and the football fields. And they had to renovate the entrance to the building to like completely redo it because they wanted to do it. So then the questions came up of like, well, where do we put like reception at? And where do we put like the entrance when people are interviewing here or need to come here or need to do stuff? I feel like, and there was plans put into place. Okay, we're going to move this to this side of the building. We're going to put it right here. Yeah, it's not really great, but it's a solution to this problem that we have, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't, our front desk area needs to be under construction. Oh, well, let's just shut the whole building down.
Sure.
It wasn't that line of logic and cancel work because of one entrance into this part of the building. Right. So I feel like to me, there's not robust discussion. It was a money issue, and it was a failure to manage and logistically figure out if you wanted to prioritize the meeting of people on the Lord's Day, you could have done this. You could have chopped it up. You could have been proactive. You could have been like, here are 10 locations and 10 parks where you can meet these next 3 weeks and basically hear God's word from these pastors and da 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 da. But it's not like that. It's just,
well, yeah.
If it's Chandler preaching at these services, that tells me what I already need to know is that he wanted to be the one preaching in those times. It wasn't,
it's possible.
It wasn't, he wants to share the pulpit, anything along those lines. I may be inconsiderate or uncharitable in saying that, but knowing that Chandler is a mega church pastor at this point, I don't think he wants to share a pulpit right now if he's going through a sermon series. So,
well, it's just it's a failure to prioritize what they should be prioritizing, especially as pastors, and that's the Lord's Day, right? The Lord's people, right?
Yeah.
And I can hear the arguments. Well, I mean, renting a space that big would be expensive. Like, there's costs in finding alternative spaces. Sure, absolutely there is. But if you're going to be under budget anyway, sounds like you got a little bit of money, right? It sounds like you could afford to do that, and that would be a perfect place to put freed up finances that you are saving, is prioritizing the saints gathering, right?
Yeah.
So no matter how you look at this situation or any excuses that you would throw at it, I don't think any of them hold water. I think maybe on the surface they kind of sound like, oh no, that makes sense, but they don't hold up to any type of biblical scrutiny at all. And that's just kind of par for the course for Acts 29 guys. Honestly, is like there's just a lot of deciding to do things based on vibes and what feels good. And I mean, we've said it before, the ecclesiology that Acts 29 has is really weak. And the guys that come out of it are traditionally pretty weak in terms of their ecclesiology. And we're just seeing a consequence of that. Right. So let's continue.
And so we're going to save money and save time. We're trying to be good stewards of this process. But
not good stewards of your people.
Yeah.
Good stewards of the process. But you're not stewarding the most precious thing that God has given you to steward, and that's his people.
Yeah.
Right. Again, I know people are listening to this probably like, Josh, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. You can think that. And that's okay. I mean, where have you been for the last how many years we've been doing this podcast? Like, you're just now realizing that we take this seriously, right? But no, we do take this seriously because I've seen what happens when people don't. Frankly.
But I wanted to let you know that we will be posting services online, and they will be unique. And so rather than just some worship music and then one guy speaking to camera for 45 minutes, what we've done is we've created...
Heaven forbid someone preach to us for 40 to 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Heaven forbid. Just the way that he dismisses that too. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I just look, I'll be fully transparent. Like maybe I am coming to this with a little bit of angst and maybe not quite as an objective outlook as I probably should, but even the way that he communicates that very dismissively, it gets under my skin.
Well, it sounds very corporate too. So it's all like,
yeah.
hey, here's this inconvenience, but hey, we're here to help you. We're here to come up with this solution.
It's unique
to solve all your problems.
Like, what do you mean?
And uniquely created experience. And it's like, dude, stop sounding like Righteous Gemstones right now. Well, please, for crying out loud.
Again, look, I'm a big communications guy, right? Like communication is something that I've always it's something I studied in college. It's important in counseling, picking up physical and social cues, right? I pick stuff up from Chandler. Again, it might just be my own biases, but look at the way that he describes and goes about describing what would be a normal Lord's Day service, right?
Then just some worship music and then one guy speaking to camera for 45 minutes. What we've done is
some worship music, one guy speaking at camera. Why are you making it? Because now people are gonna when it goes back to that, they're gonna be like, oh, well, we're back to normal. It's not unique anymore, right?
And as we've created these 3 distinct services that are going to look a lot more beautiful, a lot more interaction, a lot more light, shorter talks, and on.
What does that mean? Shorter, more light? Is he talking
more
about
interactive,
like physical light? Like they're turning the lights on in the building, or what?
What does interactive mean too? Like, what is this? Yeah. Like question and answer? Are you having like the Sunday school? What's happening here?
They're streaming on Twitch, and the pastor's like, "All right, chat, let's get W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Pastor Dirk's point." Chat's blowing up right now. All right, let's continue.
On the end, there's going to be a call to action and participation. Those are going to launch earlier than just Sunday morning. And I want to encourage you to gather friends and gather as a home group, gather with those who maybe don't attend at all, just to experience. It's going to follow, the 3 weeks are going to follow our mission statement: love God, love people, make disciples of Jesus Christ. And on top of the teaching, there's going to be an invitation to get your body involved with God's call on your life based on those 3 themes.
Can I make an observation here? This just hit me. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like 2011 Matt Chandler would absolutely eat this Matt Chandler for breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't, maybe he's always been this way and I'm just older now, but I really feel like this type of thing, like the old Matt Chandler, like Young Restless Reform Matt Chandler, I feel like he would have just torched this guy.
Yeah.
All these buzzwords and
it's very Christianese corporate right
now.
Yeah. He's just very Christianese corporate right now. And it's like you're saying things like to call to action and get involved with your body. Like,
dude, that is a call to action is super corporate, dude.
Yeah,
really
call to action is very corporate. And then
that's in every team building exercise ever. What's our call to action?
and then a get involved or something with your body. And it's like, what are you even talking about at this point? You're just saying, you're just filling your excuse with words at this point that I don't understand what you're saying, right?
Well, and that's where it starts to concern me is this just the way he communicates? Because that is a tactic
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's doing it. I can't see his heart. So I'm very clear here. I'm not saying he's doing it. But what you are seeing here is what filibusters do to fill time and distract people from seeing the real issues. I don't know that's what he's doing, but meaning I don't know if that's his intent, but that's what's happening. Right. And it's very weird. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like this is not the Matt Chandler that I grew up with. But let's continue here.
And so I don't want this to be one of those things that it's summer and it's busy. And so Sunday at around, 9 or 10, I'm going to queue up YouTube and just watch it or hop on the website and watch it. I would love for you to think strategically when you're thinking about who your one is, when you're thinking about the kind of church you want us to be.
I'd like you to be a church that gathers on the Lord's Day. That's what I'd like. If I was watching this video, I'd be like, the kind of church that I want us to be. I'd like to not do it in my home.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice. That
I feel like he's instituting individualistic means. And 100%. trying to combat individualism at the same time, and that just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
To be. I want you to invite into your home or to go with a group of people to watch this and consider how I might then be obedient to what God has given us to do.
Oh, we talk about obedience. What about what God has given us to do? Is that what we're talking about right now? Okay. All right.
In the text. And so we'll be shut down for those 3 weeks, last weekend in June, first 2 weeks of July on that third.
I'm sorry. I'm just in a mood. Like, I want you to really focus on how God has called us to be obedient in the text. So we're going to be shut down for the next 3 weeks.
Dude, like I said, you are.
I can't make this up, dude.
Yeah. Like I said, it's corporate. He's just corporatizing his speech and just dizzying himself into this hole right now. That just doesn't.
It's insanity.
No. Yeah,
it's insanity. All right, let's finish it up here.
That third week of July, we'll be back in a very different sanctuary. And so thank you for your patience on this. You guys have been incredible through this whole process. I'm asking yet again for a little
pizza
bit more
party for you
as we try to get this done as quickly and as under budget as possible.
Yeah, and that's where my red flags go off. Like, it's let's end with some affirmations about their patience and their diligence. Like again, I'm picturing myself working at that hardware store through COVID. Like, you guys are the real heroes. You guys are the ones that are taking care of us all. Really appreciate all of you. And then you're like, you leave that meeting feeling like, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. And then you're like, wait, but nothing got done. Like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
In fact, nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not a fan, Jack. Like this, like you said, this creates just individualism, which is like a spirit of individualism within the local church, which is not good, not biblical. And as we saw in COVID, like, this turned into then at home communion, right?
Well, then not only that, but like, watch. I got dollars to donuts that says after this 3 weeks, people are going to go, well, wait, we're going to stay home.
Yeah, that was nice
for during the summer.
That was nice.
They're just I
didn't have to get up.
The goalposts.
I have to get my kids in the car.
Yeah, the goalposts will move eventually.
Yeah, it does.
And with those goalposts being moved comes actually being disobedient to the word. And it's just complete, like I said, he's using how shall I say, postmodern ways he's using a postmodern way of ecclesiology in order to pitch it as actually a way in which it brings people together. I don't know. It just seems very odd.
Well,
very odd.
They had such an opportunity here to preach such a wonderful truth to their congregation. And that's that it does not matter what's happening in our circumstances. It doesn't matter what's happening in our building. we still meet together. We still gather in the cathedrals or the catacombs. It does not matter what's happening. The church still gathers because that's our priority. They missed such a wonderful opportunity that the Lord gave them to preach something true and good to their congregation, and they shanked it.
Not only
they didn't
that,
even
but,
try.
Yeah, not only that, but I think that they completely fouled up the idea of how people are shepherded too.
Yeah.
If this video was different, if Chandler was saying, hey, at these 10 locations for the next 3 weeks, if you are remotely in these locations, here's where we'd like for you to gather. And actually this pastor is going to be preaching out of these texts, and he is going to shepherd you very well during these next 3 weeks. That would be a completely different just change up and pivot, because then it's like, oh wow, okay, like we're actually
at least
getting shepherded.
I mean, at least it requires them to get out of the house, right, and to gather with people, right? Like, I still think they could have found a way to have one gathering like they normally do, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, even that, Jack, like that, it still would have been better than we created a unique 3-week experience for you that's going to be way more fun than our normal hymn singing, guy preaching 45 minutes experience. So we hope that you guys really like it, but don't like it too much, because we got a brand new sanctuary, week 4 that we all want you to come back to. And it's just poor ecclesiology. And it's just not a heart of shepherding, man.
Well, it's just rock show ecclesiology. That's all it is.
Rock show ecclesiology. I like that.
So it's just, you go to a rock show, right? And if it's not on, then you can watch it later or something like that. And it doesn't, you got to be there in order to experience this, And it's like, okay, that's like, that's what you see live, at a live show with a band and stuff like that. But if you're not there live, then, Anyway, watch the DVD commentary of that got taped.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Not fun. Not cool. Churches, don't do this. Pastors, don't do this. Don't do this. Prioritize your
Please
people.
Just use your brains. If you have project managers and people who are familiar with logistics in your church and can help you with just figuring stuff out, please utilize them. Just be smart about this.
Yeah. I really don't like. Again, I know our church is not his size, but when you have a church that size, you have resources that size. You could have met if you wanted to. This was an easy way out, and a huge fumble in my humble opinion. But Jack, we're gonna get out of here. Done talking about that. We're gonna go record some episodes for our patrons. And if you guys thought that this episode was spicy and transparent, we just let it fly over on the Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. We do not hold back. You want to hear what we really think about this whole thing? You're going to have to head over to Patreon. If that's not enough to entice you, maybe I can entice you with it only being $5 for the entirety of the month. All right, think about it real quick. How much you spend on coffee, how much you spend on fast food, how much you spend on parking, how much you spend on streaming services, right? It's $5 a month. That's all it is. Just sacrifice one of those things a month, and it'd be pretty awesome. But Jack, I got ahead of us. Why don't you get us out of here?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you appreciate just Josh and I's wanting to be clear and concise when it comes to the Lord's Day gathering,
robust conversations,
and wanting to have robust conversations that are actually robust and logical, and want to put the local church at the center of the believer's life, you can follow us further on the sociables, on the meta, the Facebook, whatever your preference is for that sociable site. The Instagram goes well with chocolate marshmallow, sprinkle a little heresy on top, or the sociable formerly known as Twitter X, You can follow us at Those Hosibils, at the tag, at Reformatory Pod. Josh, you can tell the lovely people how they might support us further in our endeavors. You kind of already did, but go ahead, sir.
That's right. Real quick here, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch this episode as well as listen to it, head on over to YouTube. Makes the Instagrams even sweeter, and you get to watch the videos that we watch, and you get to see our ugly mugs while we talk about local church stuff. If you want to do that, hit the like, subscribe, notification, comment, all those good things that the kids say. We would appreciate it. You can rate this podcast and review this podcast on Apple and Spotify. Helps get the podcast out to more people. As we've already mentioned, Patreon, $5 a month. If you choose to do so, our pledge to you is that your name shall be hallowed.
Hallowed, sir. Hallowed.
Hallowed through the halls of the podcast. That is our pledge to you. We thank you all for listening. Gather with your people, doggone it. Don't stay at home. What's wrong with y'all people? We appreciate all you listening, and we'll catch you on the next step of the Reformatory.